All right, so get ready because today we are diving deep, deep into Norway.
Deep into Norway.
But not just any ordinary trip.
Oh, no, no.
We're going full insider with Wandering Through Norway, a complete travel guide to the land of the midnight sun.
Ah, yeah.
It's like having a friend
Yeah.
who's like spent years exploring every nook and cranny,
Right.
distilling all that knowledge just for you.
Exactly. And that's what's so exciting about this book.
Yeah,
It's not just, like a list of places to see.
right.
It really captures the spirit of Norway,
Yes.
from the dramatic landscapes
Yeah.
to the rich culture, Viking heritage. It's all there.
Okay, so let's start with the basics.
Go.
Norway is famous for those incredible fjords.
Oh, yeah.
But what exactly is a fjord?
Right.
It's not just a pretty coastline, is it?
No, it's so much more than that.
Okay.
Imagine glaciers, thicker than skyscrapers,
Wow.
slowly carving their way down from the mountains over thousands of years.
Okay.
The force of that movement
Yeah.
creates these deep valleys.
Uh-huh.
And as the ice retreats, the sea rushes in to fill that void,
Right.
leaving behind those dramatic cliffs and waterways we call fjords.
I see.
It's a testament to the power of nature,
Yeah.
both destructive and creative.
Okay, that is way more impressive than just like a long bay.
Exactly.
And speaking of incredible natural phenomena, this book keeps mentioning the midnight sun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm picturing like hiking at 2 in the morning with the sun still blazing.
Yes.
Does that actually happen?
Absolutely.
Really?
Because of Norway's location during the summer solstice, the sun never actually sets in certain areas.
Wow.
Can you imagine what that does to your sleep schedule?
I can't even imagine.
It's truly a unique experience that travelers from all over the world come to witness.
That's something else.
Yeah.
It makes you think about how different life must be for people who live in a place where the sun doesn't set for months.
Right, it changes your whole perspective.
Okay, enough daydreaming about the sun. Let's talk Vikings.
All right.
I'm picturing those epic ships, raids, a culture totally intertwined with the sea.
Yeah, the classic image.
But beyond the stereotype, what impact did the Vikings really have on Norway?
Well, what's important to remember is that the Viking Age wasn't just about conquest.
Okay.
They were incredible explorers, traders, and artisans.
Oh, I see.
Their influence is still deeply embedded in Norwegian culture today.
Oh, wow.
From place names and language to their shipbuilding techniques and even their art.
So it's more than just horned helmets and pillaging, huh?
Exactly.
Okay.
And today, you can explore archaeological sites, museums,
Right.
even replica Viking villages to kind of get a glimpse of what life was like back then.
I love that.
It's like stepping back in time.
So we've got stunning landscapes.
Yeah.
And Viking history.
Right.
What about modern-day Norway?
Right.
The book also mentions unique architecture, like those stave churches I've seen pictures of,
Oh, yes.
plus folklore, a whole art scene. It seems like there's a lot more to discover beyond the typical, tourist attractions.
Absolutely. Norway has this vibrant culture that's both rooted in tradition and incredibly modern.
Really?
From their distinctive folk music and storytelling to contemporary art and design, there's a depth and complexity here that really draws people in.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It sounds like Norway really has something for everyone.
it does.
But with so much to see and do, where do you even begin?
That's the question.
This book breaks down the best times to visit based on what you want to experience.
I like that.
So if I'm chasing those epic midnight sun hikes, summer's the time to go, right?
That's right. But if you're hoping to catch a glimpse of the northern lights, winter is your best bet.
Okay.
And of course, there are always those in-between seasons,
Right.
spring and autumn,
Yeah.
offering milder weather, fewer crowds,
Right.
and often better deals on travel.
I like that.
It really comes down to your priorities as a traveler.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And speaking of travel, are there any etiquette tips I should know about before heading to Norway?
Well, Norwegians are generally quite relaxed and welcoming,
Okay.
but there are a few cultural nuances that might surprise you.
Like what?
For example, tipping isn't as common in Norway as it is in some other parts of the world.
Oh, okay.
It's not considered rude not to tip,
Gotcha.
but rounding up a bill or leaving a small tip for exceptional service is always appreciated.
Good to know.
Yeah.
It's those little things that can really make a difference in having a smooth and enjoyable trip.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get back to those epic fjords.
Right.
The book calls them nature's masterpiece.
Yes.
And from the pictures I've seen,
Right.
I'm inclined to agree.
They're breathtaking.
It highlights three in particular.
Okay.
The Sognefjord is the longest in the world, stretching over 200 kilometers inland, which is actually longer than some countries.
Wow, yeah.
Then you have the Geringer Fjord,
Uh-huh.
a UNESCO World Heritage Site with iconic waterfalls like the
Mm,
Seven Sisters cascading down those cliffs.
beautiful.
And finally, there's the Norway Fjord, one of the narrowest fjords in the world, known for its incredibly steep cliffs and lush vegetation.
It's really something else.
It's hard to imagine the scale of these things until you're actually there.
Right.
And with so many different fjords to choose from, how do you even decide where to go or what to do?
Well, the great thing about Norway is that there are so many different ways to experience the fjords.
Okay.
You can take a leisurely cruise, soak in the views from the water.
Yeah.
If you're feeling adventurous, you can kayak through those calm waters, surrounded by towering cliffs.
Oh.
Or you can hike along the trails that wind their way up the mountainsides, getting those breathtaking panoramic views.
Okay. There are so many choices.
It really depends on your personal style and how active you want to be.
So we've covered epic landscapes
We have.
and natural wonders.
Yes.
But what about the cities? What does wandering through Norway have to say about those?
Well, it starts with Oslo, the capital city.
Okay.
Describes it as this fascinating blend of historical charm and modern sophistication. It highlights must-sees like the Royal Palace, which is still used for official events,
Oh, wow.
and the Akershus Fortress, a medieval castle with centuries of history within its walls.
Cool.
And for something truly unique,
Yeah.
there's Vigeland Park, a sprawling open-air sculpture park that's home to over 200 works by Gustav Vigeland.
I've heard of that.
It's a truly one-of-a-kind experience.
And for any art lovers out there, Oslo is also home to the Munch Museum, which houses Edvard Munch's iconic painting, The Scream, right?
Absolutely. And if you're fascinated by Norway's maritime history, the Viking Ship Museum is a must-visit.
Oh, cool.
You could see actual Viking ships that have been incredibly well preserved.
Wow.
And for those with a thirst for adventure, the Fram Museum,
Yeah.
dedicated to polar exploration, is sure to captivate you.
I love museums.
It tells the stories of famous Norwegian explorers like Roald Amundsen and Fridtjof Nansen, and their incredible journeys to the Arctic and Antarctic.
Okay, I'm officially adding Oslo to my list.
Good choice.
What about other cities? Does the book mention any others?
Of course. Next, we journey west to Bergen, often called the gateway to the fjords.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I've heard Bergen is incredibly charming with those colorful wooden houses lining the harbor.
you're thinking of Briggen, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of Bergen's most iconic landmarks.
Ah, yes.
These colorful wooden buildings were once part of the Hanseatic League, a powerful medieval trading network.
Wow.
And they offer a glimpse into Bergen's rich history as a major trading hub.
I can just picture it.
It's a photographer's dream.
And for those incredible panoramic views of the city, fjords, and surrounding mountains, a cable car ride up Mount Flien is a must, right?
Definitely. It's a short but scenic ride that offers breathtaking views.
Beautiful.
And if you're a music lover, Bergen also boasts a vibrant cultural scene.
Oh, nice.
The Bergen International Festival, held annually, attracts world-class musicians and performers from all over the world.
Really?
And of course, we can't forget the seafood.
Ah,
Bergen is renowned for its fresh, delicious seafood straight from the North Sea.
that sounds amazing.
It is. All right, we've explored Oslo,
We have
Bergen,
Yes.
but I'm guessing there's more to Norway than just its cities, right?
Yeah.
What about those stunning natural landscapes we keep hearing about?
Well, get ready to be transported to a different world because we're heading north to the Lofoten Islands,
Ooh.
a chain of islands known for their dramatic landscapes, pristine beaches, and charming fishing villages.
I've seen pictures of those, like jagged peaks rising straight out of the sea.
Yeah.
They look almost unreal.
The Lofoten Islands are truly a nature lover's paradise.
Oh.
Imagine towering peaks that plunge straight into the crystal clear waters of the Norwegian Sea.
Okay.
Pristine white sand beaches and colorful fishing villages where life seems to move at a slower pace.
It's a world away from the hustle and bustle of city life.
Exactly.
It sounds incredible.
It is.
What kind of activities does the book recommend in Lofoten Islands?
Well, it mentions hiking amidst those epic views,
Oh, yeah.
fishing in crystal clear waters.
Kayaking through serene fjords, and even spotting the northern lights in the winter.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's an adventurer's dream.
I'm sold.
Good.
But with so many islands to choose from, are there any that stand out?
The book specifically mentions two fishing villages, Rain and Henningsvær,
Okay,
as being particularly picturesque and worth a visit.
I'll have to check those out.
Rain is often called the most beautiful village in Norway, and it's easy to see why.
Really?
Its red and white fishing huts cling to the edge of the water, backed by towering mountains and surrounded by crystal-clear fjords.
So beautiful.
And Henningsvær is known for its picturesque harbor filled with colorful fishing boats and its vibrant art scene.
Okay, I have to go there.
Yeah.
And just when I thought it couldn't get any more awe-inspiring, I see Tromsø is next on our list, also known as the gateway to the Arctic.
Yes.
What makes the city so special?
Well, for starters, Tromsø is located well above the Arctic Circle, making it one of the best places in the world to witness the Northern Lights. But it's also a city steeped in history, particularly when it comes to polar exploration.
I see.
It was a key starting point for many Arctic expeditions, and it's home to the Polar Museum, which tells the fascinating stories of those daring adventurers.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the scenery. There's a lot of history and culture to uncover in Tromsø as well.
Absolutely.
But what about actually experiencing the Arctic? What does the book recommend?
Well, if you're looking for a truly unique adventure, it suggests dog sledding through the snowy landscapes.
Oh, wow.
Feeling the wind in your hair as a team of huskies pulls you across the frozen tundra.
That sounds amazing.
And for a chance to encounter some of the Arctic's most magnificent creatures, whale watching tours are a popular option.
Okay.
You might even be lucky enough to spot humpback whales, orcas, or even the elusive blue whale.
Wow. Okay, that settles it.
Right.
Tromsø is definitely going on my list.
Good choice.
But you know what? No trip to Norway would be complete without.
Reindeer, fjords, Vikings.
Well, those too, but I was thinking about the wildlife.
Oh, of course.
Reindeer, puffins, moose. We're talking about some pretty iconic creatures here.
Absolutely.
And Wandering Through Norway doesn't just mention them in passing.
No.
It dives into their unique characteristics
Yeah.
and what makes them so fascinating.
It does.
Take reindeer, for example.
Right.
They're not just cute, cuddly creatures.
Right.
They're incredibly hardy animals that have adapted to survive in some of the harshest conditions on Earth.
Yeah?
And they play a vital role in Sami culture, which we'll talk more about later.
We will.
And what about puffins? I've only ever seen them in pictures, but they look so adorable with those colorful beaks and clumsy waddles.
They are quite a sight to behold.
I bet.
But don't let their comical appearance fool you. They're incredibly skilled fishermen.
Really?
They can dive up to 60 meters deep to catch small fish.
Wow.
And they can carry dozens of fish back to their nests in their beaks.
That's incredible.
They're a testament to nature's ingenuity.
And then there's the moose, the largest deer in the world.
Majestic creatures.
They're pretty majestic, but I've heard they can be a bit unpredictable.
That's right.
Yeah.
While they're generally peaceful animals, they can be dangerous if they feel threatened or startled.
Oh, okay.
The book emphasizes the importance of respecting their space and observing them from a safe distance.
That makes sense.
It's a reminder that we're visitors in their habitat, and we need to act accordingly.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of seeing these amazing creatures, but safety and respect should always come first.
Absolutely.
Now, I know we've just scratched the surface of what Norway has to offer.
Just a taste.
So stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive.
Yes.
We'll delve into practical travel tips like budgeting, accommodations, and getting around this incredible country.
Can't wait.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Wandering Through Norway.
Part 2.
I'm ready to swap those daydreams
Oh, yeah?
for some actual travel plans.
All right.
And luckily for us, this book doesn't just stop at inspiring you.
Go.
It gets down to the nitty-gritty of
Yeah.
actually planning your trip,
Mm.
which can be super helpful,
It is.
especially for a destination like Norway.
Especially for Norway.
Right, because Norway has a reputation
Mm.
for being, shall we say,
Yeah.
a bit pricey.
A little bit, yeah.
But Wandering Through Norway doesn't shy away from that.
No, it doesn't.
It actually gives some pretty solid advice
Right.
on how to, experience this amazing country
Yeah,
without completely breaking the bank.
exactly. You don't have to be a millionaire to experience Norway.
So what's the secret?
Well, one of the key takeaways is that timing is everything.
Okay.
Traveling during the shoulder seasons, like spring and autumn,
Yeah.
can often mean better deals on flights and accommodations.
Right.
Plus, you'll encounter fewer crowds.
I like that.
Yeah.
But if I go in the off season, wouldn't I miss out
Right.
on some of the iconic experiences like the midnight sun or the northern lights?
That's a great question, and the book addresses that directly.
Okay, good.
It explains that while you might not experience those specific phenomena, the shoulder seasons offer their own unique charms.
Okay.
For example, in spring,
Yeah.
You'll witness the landscape coming back to life with wildflowers blooming everywhere.
Beautiful.
And the days are getting longer.
I like that.
And in autumn,
Yeah.
you'll be treated to this stunning display of fall colors as the leaves change.
Yeah.
Plus, there's a chance to experience the cozy atmosphere of the early Northern Lights season.
Oh, wow.
So it really comes down to personal preference
Right.
and what you're most interested in seeing and doing.
That's helpful to know.
Yeah,
It's all about like weighing the pros and cons, right?
exactly.
So let's say I figured out my travel dates.
Right.
Now I need a place to stay.
You need a place to rest your head.
I love that wandering through Norway doesn't just focus on hotels.
No, not at all.
It explores a whole range of accommodation options,
It does.
from budget-friendly to luxurious.
Exactly. It caters to all kinds of travelers.
That's good.
So if you're on a tight budget, hostels are a great option.
Okay.
They're social, affordable, and often centrally located.
I love hostels.
Yeah, they're great.
Or if you're more of the outdoorsy type, I bet camping is pretty popular in Norway, right? I mean, with all those incredible landscapes.
Absolutely. Camping is huge in Norway.
Yeah.
They have designated campsites with varying levels of amenities, so you can find something that suits your comfort level.
I see.
Imagine waking up to the sound of birdsong and those epic fjord views right outside your tent.
Okay, now that sounds like my kind of vacation.
It's pretty amazing.
But what if I want something a bit more unique?
Well, Norway is known for its charming rustic cabins,
Oh, yeah.
often tucked away in secluded spots amidst nature.
I love that.
Some are quite basic,
Yeah.
offering a true back-to-nature experience,
Right.
while others come equipped with modern amenities like electricity and running water. It's a fantastic way to disconnect from the everyday world and truly immerse yourself in the Norwegian wilderness.
I'm loving all these options.
Yeah, there's something for everyone.
But let's be real, some people, myself included sometimes, just want a comfy bed and a hot shower after a long day of exploring.
Of course. And for those who prefer a bit more luxury, there's no shortage of stunning hotels and resorts in Norway.
I bet.
The book even highlights some unique options, like historic manor houses that have been converted into charming boutique hotels.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm picturing those cozy fireplaces
Huh.
and maybe a spa treatment after a day of hiking.
The perfect way to unwind.
And one thing that really stood out to me was the book's emphasis on homestays.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Staying with a local family can be such an enriching experience.
It really is.
You get insider tips,
Absolutely.
authentic home-cooked meals,
Yes.
and a truly personal connection with Norwegian culture.
It's a whole different level of immersion.
That's a great idea, especially if you want to go beyond the typical tourist experience.
Definitely.
Now let's talk about food,
Right.
because, I'm always thinking about my next meal.
Of course.
Norwegian food can be pricey,
Yeah, it can be.
but does the book offer any tips for, saving money while still enjoying the local cuisine?
Absolutely. One of the simplest tips is to take advantage of your accommodation if you have access to a kitchen.
Oh, good idea.
Stocking up on groceries
Yeah.
and preparing some of your own meals, especially breakfast and lunch, can save you a considerable amount of money.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
But what about when you want to eat out?
Well, don't underestimate the deliciousness and affordability of local bakeries and cafes.
Okay.
They're perfect for a quick and inexpensive lunch or a pastry break.
I love pastries.
Me too.
And wandering through Norway also recommends exploring local food markets.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Not only can you find affordable eats,
Right.
but you also get a taste of the local culture. And maybe even pick up some unique souvenirs.
Souvenirs. Good point.
And speaking of souvenirs,
Yeah.
are there any particular items the book recommends?
It actually encourages travelers to think beyond material souvenirs
Oh, okay.
and focus on experiences,
Right.
memories of those stunning fjords,
Yeah.
the thrill of dog sledding, or the warmth of a conversation with a local over a cup of coffee.
Right.
Those are the true treasures you'll take home with you.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that the best souvenirs are often the ones we carry in our hearts and minds.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered budgeting,
Well, yeah,
accommodations,
Yes.
and even souvenir shopping.
covered it all.
Now, let's get practical about getting around.
Okay.
What are the best ways to travel within Norway?
Well, Norway has an incredibly efficient and well-connected transportation system.
Okay.
The book highlights trains as a fantastic way to travel long distances comfortably and see those epic landscapes along the way.
Oh,
Imagine gazing out the window as you glide past towering mountains, sparkling lakes, and those iconic fjords.
That sounds so relaxing.
It is.
I've heard those train journeys are truly spectacular.
They are.
And what about getting out on the water?
Right.
I mean, you can't go to Norway and not experience those fjords up close, right?
Exactly. And for that, ferry travel is a must.
Okay.
Ferries connect many of the coastal towns and cities, and they offer a unique perspective on those breathtaking landscapes.
I bet.
You can sit back, relax, and enjoy the fresh sea air as you cruise through those narrow waterways surrounded by towering cliffs.